I want to talk about the Bears. So I'm not saying the Pope being from Chicago is why the Bears are winning, but there's a correlation, causation thing we need to discuss. Because seventh win after trailing in the fourth quarter. And when it comes to Caleb Williams, I've gotten to the point where not that I want to be like a ice cream for breakfast parent, but it's hard scolding him. Well, his completion percentage is a little low. Yeah, whatever. Well, he does miss some layups. Yeah, but you see the ones in the end? It's got a Steph Curry vibe. I don't want anybody in the NBA shooting 34-footers, except Steph Curry when he's on a heater. And then it's like, well, he's different rules for him. I feel like with Caleb, look at this throw. It's just different rules. I mean, the guy had the lowest completion percentage of any playoff quarterback, yet the most passing yards. What do you want me to do? I'm going to bend some rules. You hear about all the time these gifted kids, and sometimes they can be really unique personalities. And it's like watching the gifted child where, okay, he puts his pants on backwards at 12, but he's taking advanced calculus at 13. What do you want me to do? He's different. Caleb's special. I heard all the scouts. Well, he's moody a little bit. Well, he can be erratic. Yeah, regularly. Well, the fingernails, painting, he's a little emotional. Not the end of the world. All I know is I'm watching these fourth quarters and I'm like, it's Steph Curry. I don't want anybody else shooting it. I don't want anybody else with a 57% completion percentage over the course of a season, but I'm going to live with it. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. That second half, I mean, he made Jordan Love, really talented guy, look incredibly pedestrian. I said it last night in my podcast. There's a little John Elway. There's a little Josh Allen. There's a lot of Caleb Williams. And here's the thing. All great quarterbacks, when people say, well, he's got Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson did not have his best performance. I thought Matt LaFleur outcoached him, especially in the first half, which is the coach's half. Second half's the baller half. First half, the coaching half, the scripted half. I didn't think Ben Johnson had a very good game by Ben Johnson's standard. I think I was a little desperate, a little too cute, too often. So when people say, well, Ben Johnson's been special, I'm not denying that. Aikman had Jimmy Johnson. Fouts had Eric Coryell. Brady Belichick. Montana Walsh. Everybody's got Marino.
Andy.
Shula. Elway Shanny. I don't want to hear about that because I didn't think Ben Johnson had one of his better games. But I will say this, every quarterback also has flaws. Manning didn't have a huge arm. Mahomes and his mechanics. Tom Brady, not a great athlete. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Caleb misses too many layups. Man, that ball sails on him. Yeah, but it's what you do. What do you produce to mitigate or overcome your flaw?
All right, this is the truly astonishing part. It's the core argument I consistently make about the Chicago Bears. If Caleb Williams can consistently convert those straightforward, high-percentage opportunities, the layups, this Chicago Bears team transforms into an absolute powerhouse. They evolve into a genuinely unstoppable force. That is the critical distinction. To use the Steph Curry and Golden State Warriors analogy, when the Warriors were operating at their absolute peak, with all their stars in their prime, they were devastating because they could hit the deep contested 34-footers, and they reliably converted their layups and mid-range jumpers. They played staunch defense and moved the ball unselfishly. Constructing a dynasty or a juggernaut requires a complete portfolio. It's not reliant on a single transcendent player or one specific skill set. It's not solely about Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady. It isn't merely the individual, highlight reel talent for making spectacular plays, miraculous throws, or electrifying runs. It is the synthesis of everything. When every component aligns, you become indefensible. It's akin to Thanos acquiring all the Infinity Stones. That is the potential currently residing within the Chicago Bears organization. I've been asserting this for months, dating back to September. That's the incredibly exhilarating aspect of this Bears squad at this very moment. Before I delve deeper, Chicago Bears fans, please remember to subscribe and watch this video in its entirety. When you engage fully, watching the complete video and subscribing, it drives viewership and subscriber growth exponentially, creating a powerful ripple effect. Let me stress, This isn't merely about chasing metrics. It's about striving to produce Chicago Bears content that people authentically want to watch and discuss, fostering grounded, unbiased conversations about this team. Recall who was prematurely labeling Caleb Williams a bust. Who was suggesting the Bears might need to move on from him? Certainly not me. I was among those defending Williams, even when analysts and scouts were vocal with their critiques. A significant portion of the media was tearing into both Caleb Williams and the Bears franchise as a whole. This underscores the necessity for nuanced, balanced discourse. We must be able to acknowledge, we need you to hit those layups more frequently. Yes, the spectacular plays you make are unbelievable, but we must also capitalize on the fundamentals. The margin for error inevitably shrinks when facing superior, more competitive opponents. This particular game shouldn't have been that close. It arguably didn't require a historic comeback, though that comeback was absolutely insane. I was live streaming that game, and we were all collectively wondering, what is happening right now? How is this unfolding? It was an incredible experience. People in the chat were even asking, is Caleb going to be benched next year? My response was an emphatic, there's no chance. It's far too premature to even speculate about Caleb Williams being benched next season. What are you all talking about? Then you witness his performance. But if he begins to consistently convert those layups, he, and by extension the team, becomes unstoppable. Let me be perfectly clear about this right now. If Caleb Williams continues to perform at this level and starts hitting his layups, the Chicago Bears will win the Super Bowl. I'm looking directly at you through this screen. If Caleb Williams masters those fundamental throws this season, the Chicago Bears will be Super Bowl champions. Naturally, he must also continue delivering all the other extraordinary plays. He can't simply convert the easy throws and then commit interceptions on the high-difficulty attempts. But if he supplements his existing elite playmaking with consistent execution on the basics, they will win the championship. This is precisely what I foresaw back in September. You then enter the realm of Mahomes and Reed with the Kansas City Chiefs. It's that straightforward. This is the doorstep of destiny people discuss. That's where this team is perched. If you can simply complete that 7-yard pass that, due to scheme and defense, potentially explodes for another 20 or 30 yards because the receiver is in open space, you just do it. And when you do, it's over. That's the potent connection between Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. An elite coach paired with an elite quarterback. Achieve that synergy, and it's a wrap. This is why it's crucial to be comfortable having the honest conversation. I need Caleb to improve in this area. I need him to be more accurate. We cannot simply downplay or dismiss that critique, because that's not how genuine development or coaching operates. I've been pleading this case with fans for an extended period. Consider Kyle Shanahan in his press conference following the 49ers win. He stated that Brock Purdy played awesomely and did everything asked of him, but he made 2 mistakes, 2 interceptions. Shanahan openly addressed it. Yeah, Purdy made a couple of mistakes, obviously. That's what effective coaching embodies. It's saying, you were brilliant, thank you for the incredible throws and plays. However, these 2 plays were detrimental. We cannot have that. We must minimize those errors. You must always be prepared to engage in the full, honest conversation. I implore fans constantly. You have to be capable of having that complete discussion, regardless of circumstances, whether things are phenomenal or disastrous. This is the foundation of unbiased, grounded analysis. People were asking me, how do you think Caleb played? At the end of the day, we could dissect the missed opportunities in the first half or other minutiae. To me, that becomes somewhat irrelevant in this context. This was his first playoff game and his first playoff victory. It's his second season, and his first with a legitimate coach in Ben Johnson and a legitimate roster. This is how he performed in that playoff crucible. The manner in which it unfolded, the need for a comeback, is secondary to the fact that he orchestrated it. It was extraordinary, awesome, incredible, and amazing. I'm thrilled I live-streamed it, witnessing that historic moment alongside so many others. It was absolutely awesome. Did I have criticisms of Ben Johnson's play calling at points during the game? Yes. Did I have issues with some of Caleb Williams' decisions? Absolutely. But the pivotal point is that they both answered the call emphatically in the second half. Some, like Colin, assert that coaching is only reflected in the first half, not the second. That is simply not accurate. Yes, The scripted opening plays are a major focus, but the second half adjustments, play calling, and management are profoundly reliant on coaching. I don't understand the persistence of that oversimplification. It doesn't logically hold up. The reality is, it's both. I know we have a tendency to seek simple explanations, but sometimes you can't impose a rigid rule like first half their coaches, second half their players. It's not that clean cut. Consequently, I believe everyone associated with the Chicago Bears deserves immense praise. Obviously, Caleb Williams warrants a massive share of that acclaim. Ultimately, that was his day, his night, his game, his defining performance. His first genuine legacy moment in the playoffs. Let's be real. We can reminisce about the fun of the regular season, but legacy is cemented in the postseason. Toppling the Green Bay Packers in an epic comeback victory? That's the stuff of legend. It was awesome. Now, they advanced to face the Los Angeles Rams, which presents a fascinating matchup. One moment, I look at the Rams and think, the Rams have this. They're a great team with Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, Puka Nacua, etc. The next moment, I reflect that they nearly lost, and frankly, should have lost, to the Carolina Panthers. The Bears excel at generating turnovers, and Stafford has a propensity for giving the ball away. Their defense can be exploited, so I'm conflicted. Then I consider Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. What do they have in store? We witnessed Jordan Love exploit the Bears' defense at times, and Stafford, with weapons like Nacua, Cooper Kupp, and McVay's scheme, is fully capable of doing the same. They will have receivers running wide open throughout the game. That's a staple of the Rams' offense. It's a weekly occurrence where you ask, how is he that open? Just as you do with Travis Kelce in Kansas City. So the game will likely hinge on the Bears' ability to force turnovers, which they do incredibly well, and the effectiveness of their game plan. Establishing the run and taking calculated deep shots will be crucial. This sets up another phenomenal game that I genuinely cannot wait to watch. My prediction fluctuates by the minute. One moment I'm convinced the Bears will win, the next I lean toward the Rams. I truly don't know. What will the weather be like? Chicago Bears fans, feel free to inform me. But I want to hear your thoughts. I read every single comment. Whether you agree or disagree with me, let's get into some discussions, engage in some spirited debates, but ultimately, let's just have fun with it. Please consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and would absolutely love for you to be part of it. My goal is to create something we all feel connected to and excited about, and I believe we're well on our way. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it significantly helps with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.